thank you. Wanted to actually make sure that I didn't make the mistake of one of the first half acts and not end up hitting record on my iPad. You're never going to forget the solid I did to you there.
Your phone call.
It's got a red square on it.
Yes. My mate Jeremy there. Most of our mutual friends call him Heckler. Just picking off the amenities here because yes, I could go on forever about one of your first half jokes. They're about going for an African. Which I had to do the sharp intake of breath to, because it's a whole other. Thank you. It's a whole other joke to someone who lives in an area of Romford where I moved there in 2012 and there was one African food place. 5 years later, there are now 6 of them, and literally I do feel sorry for most African families living in that part of Romford, because it's like, yes, let's go for an African. Oh, not a cat. But going on to my material, so I'm using cards for now. I'm using cards for now, thank you, in lieu of not having wigs or hats or a memory very much unlike a sieve. I've been on the stand-up, the open mic circuit for a little while now. I actually started by simply doing what everyone would find so familiar, a character act of the Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson. Maybe it's because I'm a blunderer that I loved London so. Maybe it's because I'm one of these, you call him a blunderer. I'm a blunderer. Wherever I go, you may think that the job I've been doing was just a giant publicity stunt. But now that I've run London like a Londoner, I represent the country like Jeremy Hunt. Because that's what you really want representing this country post-Brexit. You want someone with all the integrity and the tenacity and the complete lack of corruption of a guy who looks at the NHS and says, "This is so wonderful, I'm going to sell it." I can promise that Boris will be back afterwards if you're really happy to give me more time, but I mean that's entirely up to you.
Stop stuttering, mate.
Shush. Like I said, we call him Heckler for a reason. I'm doing things different now. It's not all Boris, and there's nothing worse than stale comedy, and my Boris was starting to become damp and growing.
Smell like a dead fish.
I said stop heckling. Growing a new form of life on it. I'm not sure what it is, but it'll make everyone sick. So of course Theresa May is going to appoint it as Health Secretary. New fresh comedy, yes, from the new fresh comedy produce section somewhere between the tomatoes and the kale. As a gay man, the obvious choice, of course, if you want to do witty comedy with music, would quite clearly be doing drag. I don't have time to go into why I ended up in that dress with that feather boa, but you'll just have to use your imaginations. But going into this idea of doing drag, I never really thought it would be a good idea. I mean, look at it. I don't look that good in a dress. But back in my student days, I did have one idea that I wouldn't be averse to, and that was singing songs by Linkin Park in the style of Cher. Con on a toe. Con ma on the toe. Don't wear sandals when you're in London, darling. I have I've become so numb, I can feel you are become so tired, so much more. Oh, well, becoming this, all I want to do is be more like me and be less like you. Thank you. That'll be what you want me to be. So we're jumping ahead now. One character I've had people insist ever since I was doing the Boris material that I should try performing is, of course, President Trump. Two words which really do not belong together, like definite maybe, nice Mancunian, Christian Science, or fuckable clown. You might think it's impossible to find a song suitable for the Donald, or as I prefer to call him, the Vladonald. Him and Putin are completely inseparable. I'm sorry, Jeremy. I know you don't like me making fun of Putin in this way, but you know, Trump, Putin, I totally ship it. It's impossible not to ship them. Seriously, just get married already. Hashtag for fuck's sake, just get married already. So I'm gonna jump into what has to be the perfect song for him. You would think it's impossible to find a perfect song to impersonate Donald Trump with, but hey, he won the election, so you know nothing is impossible. So here is what I believe would be the perfect song. It was a dream I had, or a scheme I had, to build a wall against a foreign land. It's going to be a great wall, the best. To make life in America great again for white people who put me in command. Thank you so much. It's just a flight in Air Force One to the Southern White House, where the liberal media will be far away. Because it's just like I tell my kids. Don't push too far, your dreams are China in your hand. Don't push too far, because it may come true. Unlike the fake news. I have no idea what I've set upon myself. But I'm still the very best at holding China in my hand. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the best deals with Asia. I'm going to take Asia and I'm going to grab it. Just grab it by the China. Very much.